Alright guys, g'day, welcome back. Off the back of my last video, which was a showcase of me hitting 100 units with full level 10 links, I had a request to kind of do a bit of a guide as to how to link level your units. Now it's not awfully complicated, it just sucks. Like there is no such thing as easy ways to link level your units, I'll just say that straight off the bat. But basically you got to go into the quest, go down to area 23, stage 8. So 23.8, you'll see it everywhere. If you go to the Reddit and you ask, everyone will always just spit 23.8 at you. You can do the Raditz event, but basically the aim of the game is to go into a stage with as much stamina consumption as possible, with as many enemy tiles as possible. 23.8 seems to be the go. It's also probably your best option to kind of farm up incredible gems if you need to do that as well. Always use the boost if you can. Now the team you see on the side there is kind of my next point. Firstly, always choose an area of effect unit. I always go for Dragon Ball Super Broly if I can, because he gives himself enough ki that he kind of always supers. But on the flip side of that, I think a good piece of advice would be form a bogus team. Or, I mean, that's not really the case here, but you'll notice that none of these units, except for AGL Tapion, fall under full power or movie bosses. I think the way to go is to form a team that's not a full team. So you don't want your leaders and your friends covering every unit that you're bringing on the team. You usually want to kind of only have your units covered by one of the two leaders, because in fairness, you're going to do it more efficiently if you're just hitting the enemies, and I'm just going to jump in, if you're hitting the enemy Cybermen with normals, rather than having the animations play for, 20 seconds every, so I'm just going to sort this out, rather than having the animations play every single time, you're just wasting time. You can actually, this is just not worked out for me. Yeah, you're better off just kind of flicking them with normals. They'll die real quick, so obviously we're going to want to use Broly here. So you're going to want to watch his animations play. But hypothetically, the next match will be a perfect example when we have Goku, Gowasu and Tapion LR. So Broly will clear house, and then the next fight we'll only use normals to clear it if we can. Now another piece of advice as well, obviously if you can, bring the area of effect units that you own, kind of use them to start with. So if you have a Dragon Ball Super Broly, if you have an SDR Broly, who else is there? LR, Nappa and Vegeta. Tapion's going to super anyway, kind of defeats the point I was trying to make. But yeah, and so is Gowasu and Zamasu because of the passive. But yeah, this is really not worked out how I wanted it to. But the reason I brought AGL Vegeta as well is because he counters. So that's technically more attacks if you can kind of get him countering all those Cybermen that don't use long animations. So you want to kind of clear out these enemies as quick as you can, because it's tedious and boring. And at the end of the day, you're at the mercy of RNG. So most units when I'm grinding hard take me about a week. And grinding hard, I still work full time, so 8 hours a day. I still sleep about 8 hours a night, so I still live a relatively normal life, and I still, I don't play when I eat and all the rest. But a week of probably grinding when you're watching movies, things like that, is usually normal for me. It's probably harder grinding because I'm not getting any luck here, which is typical of when you're doing a video. So yeah, even Goku here, I don't want to get a super, and we can avoid it. So yeah, this is exactly how you kind of want it to play out, because you've got 3 enemies, bang, dead. Or actually, if you're being smarter about it, you probably want to target the enemies that are attacking you next, so you don't have to worry about watching them attack you. Obviously we've got the additional from his passive, which is playing an animation, which is annoying, but yeah, Gowasu will just flick these guys off, and then you kind of clear, as opposed to watching 3 animations hypothetically in total. That's kind of lucky, 1 or 2, brilliant. And then when you're navigating the stage, obviously you want to make sure you're looking at what tiles you've got, what's coming up. A lot of the times you're going to want to save your ones, if you can help it. Save the 1 movements, because you might see a few Cybermen lined up in a row. So if you can kind of maneuver yourself so that you're ready to hit a Cyberman and then you've got a couple of 1s in the bank to sort of keep moving, that would be also the way to go. So just think about it a little bit more tactically. At the end of the day, like I said at the beginning of the video, he's perfect for Vegito. So this is why you want to counter unit. Target the guy at the end so that he's potentially doing a counter against all of these unless they super attack, and then you are off to the races. So if this works out the way you want it to, yeah, sweet. So he'll counter here. He'll kill an enemy that he doesn't get a counter from. He'll counter this guy. And he'll counter this guy. So yeah, you just cleared 4 enemies there without a super attack from Vegito. And then another normal to clear this out. So you would have done that, all 5 enemies there in the time it would have taken a normal unit to do its super attack, if not shorter. Perfect. Oh, that's actually perfect. So yeah, use your boosts when you can. I'm filming this during the anniversary of Global. So it's a really good time because your stamina is refreshing quicker, so are your boosts. I mean, obviously you've got other things to farm, prioritize that first. Never prioritize your links. It's probably another piece of advice. But yeah, look, they'll happen eventually. I link level kind of more than most people should, and at the end of the day, I would argue it's probably not even that worth it. The links that are worth it are probably big bad bosses, links like saying Lineage, they're getting an extra key, margin, is it margin power? Or just margin, I think it is, just margin, gets 2 key when it's level 10 as opposed to 1 when it's 9. So when you get a significant boost from them hitting level 10, like the HP restriction of big bad bosses eliminated entirely when you hit level 10, they're the links that I would probably suggest getting to level 10. Not every link needs it, but I've got a little bit of OCD. I like to see my units kind of complete. And also keep in mind when you're versing this Turles, you want to get a full super. Normals won't cut it for this Turles, especially if you're not under a full leader skill. So make sure you're getting your super. I also advise getting as many type or like it's kind of, especially with when you're on the turn where you're using an area of effect attack, get as many orbs as you can, because remember the Dokkan attack is it affects all enemies. So if you can get that Dokkan attack, that's the turn you can clear a little bit faster as well. Now I know this is all kind of nothing. Hey, there you go. There's a level 10 link. I'm glad I got that on video. But yeah, it's not easy. There's no tricks to it. There's no ways to accelerate it. There's nothing like that. It's good old-fashioned grinding. But yeah, good luck. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Good time to leave a like and subscribe if you want, but you don't have to, obviously. I'm just going to keep going. Actually, no, I've got the daily login stuff to do. But yeah, take care, guys. See you in the next one.